5 to the second is 25.
You are correct, sir. Give me another one.
And the one directly below it would be 5.
5 to the 0. It is not 5.
Oh, is it 0?
It's not 0.
Oh, for 2.
Kevin, you're number 1. It is 1.
Okay.
Hey, as long as you remember that, you got another point right on the test. Because they're going to put something to the 0, and it's equal to 1. I know that's weird. That's why we talk about it, because it's not kind of expected.
Sure.
All right, next up. Thank you. Quinn, W. Give me one of the remaining 2. Either 5 to the second or negative 5 to the 0.
5 to the negative second would be 1 over 25.
Nice. Can you guys talk it through? Because a lot of people, like, I'm going to get the different person to talk it through, actually, because I heard some feedback there. Bertha, can you talk through why it's 1 over 25?
Because you brought it down because it wasn't happy.
Excellent. And then why is it 25?
Because 5 squared is 25.
There you go. So there's really 2 parts to it. There's squaring it, and then there's making it move. And I hesitate to say bring it down because in this case, it was going down. But sometimes they're on the bottom, and they have to go up to. So I call it flip it. So it'll flip to the bottom. If it's on the flip to the top. All right, so there's square it and flip it. All right, and let's go to the last one. Amelia Erickson, can you talk through negative 5 to the 0, what you think it might be?
Would it be negative 1?
You are right. You didn't fall into the trap. I was half expecting you to say 1. Because some people will be like, what? I know anything to the 0 is 1, but this one doesn't have parentheses. If I put a parenthesis in blue on it, then it would have been positive 1. Okay, but without the parenthesis, it's different. Let's make sure that's totally clear. Negative 5 parentheses squared compared to negative 5 with no parenthesis squared. Do you get that these are different? Ava, which one do you think is positive? The blue one or the red one?
The blue one. You
are correct. The blue one is positive 25, and the other one would be negative 25. Okay, so let's get out to the more complicated stuff. What's going to happen here in a minute is I actually want to have you take a survey right this second, okay? And I'm going to make you multitask. I'm going to put 4 problems on the board again and then ask you to do the survey that's on my website. Here's the 4 problems that I want you to do now. These are a little different. 5 to the something equals 125. That's one of my questions. That'll be the black one. The next one is going to be 1/5 to the negative 1. That'll be the red one. And then there'll be the blue one is 25x squared over 5y to the negative 2. That's the blue one. And last but not least, I'm going to make a green one over here that is testing the 3 different things that you have to know about powers. If it's like this, if it's like this, and if it's like this. I guess you could think of this as 6 questions, but these all go together, the green ones do. Okay, so you guys work on that and take the survey. For some people, the survey is going to be super quick. And here's where you can find it. If you go into today's into the class, in my course at the bottom, it says survey on current state of the class. You may have heard that the principal has asked all the teachers to have you fill out a little survey like this. He even told us a few questions that we should ask. And so if the wording doesn't seem like me, that's because he told us to ask certain ones. And there's other ones I just wanted to ask you. So take a moment and find the thing called survey on current state of class. It's on the bottom of our Schoology page. So it's going to be quiet for a few minutes while you guys are taking the survey and answering, I guess I'm going to call it the 6 questions that are on the board. Now, it would be totally okay for somebody to say, hey, Mr. Server, can you help me with the red one? I would do it. You just got to ask. Okay, so it's really hard to tell how many people are done. Could you just turn your little microphone light on if you are done with the survey? All right, awesome. All right, awesome. Thank you very much. You guys can mic off again. Okay, let's proceed. I know you may not be done with these yet. I think you guys understand that I will happily talk you through any of the problems, but I don't want to just have you say, I don't know, and then I move on to somebody else, because that's too depressing to just let the kid be stuck there without my help. And also, it would encourage some kids to get out of having to say anything, to just say, I don't know. And so if you do say, I don't know, it's totally okay, but I will walk you through it and ask you simpler questions until we get it, okay? And if you think you have it, try it. All right, so first up, I'm gonna go with, let's see, Lily Furcus. I know you're gonna have to leave early, so I'll get you a few participations in with you first. Can you tell me one of these that you feel confident in, the black one, the red one, the blue one, or the green ones?
The x equals 3 for the black one.
The black one, okay. You are correct. Now tell me how you did it. There's 2 different ways you could do it. I want to know what you did.
What I did was I did 5 times 5, which got me to 25. And then from 25, I then did 5 times 25 and
All
got
right.
it.
There you go. That totally works. And you will have a calculator for this test, so that would be great. All right. Kevin, can you, oh wait, I've already picked on you fairly recently, so I'll move to somebody else. Let's go with Ibrahim. Pick one of these that you feel confident in. First, pop your mic on. Okay, Ibrahim, I'm going to come back to you to make sure that you're actually here for attendance purposes. Linus, can you pick one that you're confident in?
The blue one.
All right.
It's
Tell me, talk us through it. Act like I'm your little brother, and I don't know how to do this.
so there's the 25 over the 5. That can just be divided out to be a 5 on the top.
Very good. Whenever you do that, it always goes on the top, so nice job. Now what?
So now the y to the negative second power isn't happy, so you put that on the top.
Nice. Y to the second, and then what's last?
X squared to the top.
Yep, you've got it. Very nice. Okay. Next up, let's go with John Piper. Of the remaining ones, I got the red one on the left side, or I got the 3 green ones?
Oh, I didn't even see the
Linus,
green.
you can get your mic off. That would be good. I'm going to ask John for the
Sorry.
next. No problem.
The red one is 5.
It's regular 5, yes. Can you tell me what you think when you see to the negative 1 power on something?
I don't really know. But I figured that if it was 1/5 to the negative 1, it would equal 5.
You were right. You were right. Here's a way to think of it, John. Negative 1 means to the 1 power. Well, to the 1 power doesn't really do anything. But the negative means flip. And if you flip a 1/5, you get a 5 over 1. So think of that as negative 1 just means flip it. All right. Next up, Jordan Helling. Can you tell me something about the green ones? Which of those are you comfortable with? Top, middle, bottom?
I'm comfortable with the top one.
And what do you think it
It
is?
would be 3 to the 8th.
And you multiplied 2 times 4, and you were right. And if a person was stuck, you could write it out like 3 times 3, and another 3 times 3, and another 3 times 3, and another 3 times 3. Why, Jordan? Why can I move 4 of them like that?
Because you're multiplying the 2 and the 4, so you multiply 3 times 3 4 times.
There you go. That's a good way to say it. Nice job. So final answer, 3 to the 8th. In this kind, you multiply. All right, REP, take one of the 2 that's there and give me your opinion. Ari, I see your mic light on, but I'm not hearing anything. Still don't hear anything. Okay, I'll come back to you. Kate Schulenberg. And Ari, if nothing else, you can always jump out of the chat, jump back in, usually fixes it. Kate Schulenberg, what do you think?
For the middle one, I got 3/6, 3 to the 6th.
2 to the 6th is correct, because on this kind, you multiply them. Oh no, you add them.
Yeah.
All right, 3 to the 2 plus 4, there we go. Okay, good job. And now let's try Emmett Reifenberger, the last one. Well, so far we've multiplied exponents, added exponents. What do you think this one is, Emmett?
You divide.
So you think it might be 2 divided
3
by
to
4?
the second.
Okay. It's not divide, though. It is to the second. And it's to the negative second. That's all good.
Oh, wait, no, it's subtract.
You subtracted them. Very good. The 2 numbers I just circled in blue, those get subtracted. Okay. Now, let me show you why we care about all those things. All of those little power things come up when we get tested on problems like this. 4 to the third times 4 to the x is equal to 4 to the 7th. All right, everybody digest that question for just a second. Imagine that this is the ACT or your test that you're going to have next week on this stuff. Not the, I think it's the end of next week, but anyway, we have some time yet, but we need to learn this. So first thing I would have you do is put the 4's together. That is 4 to the something equals 4 to the 7. If you feel comfortable with this one, why don't you tell me, what do you think goes in that circle up there? 4.
7.
Well, 4 to the 7th is 4 to the 7th, but I got to do something with these.
Oh, I was
3
looking
plus
at
x. 3x.
All right, I got a 3x and I got a 3 plus x. One of those two is right. Somebody else chime in.
X.
3
Plus.
plus x. It is plus, yes, 3 plus x. And by the way, I've already screwed up at least once today myself, so don't feel bad. If you're participating, I'm all for it. And even if it's wrong, all I ask is that you try. So every try is considered a win in my book. All right, so now I've got 3 plus x up there. Why? Because those exponents, that kind gets added. But why did I do this at all? What was the point? When the bases are the same, the exponents are equal. I'm going to say that again. When the bases are the same, the exponents are equal. So why did I do this? Because now the exponents are equal. 3 plus x equals 7. Should be really easy from there. A behind, finish it off. Come on, you can do this, Ava.
Do you minus 3?
You do. And then you get x equals 4. Okay. Yay. That is a typical problem. And we had to know about this thing where these have to get added. That's why we had to know that, is so we could set up the bases of the same deal. So everybody remember, when the bases are the same, the exponents are equal. Okay. So here's another one that's like that. Actually, you know what? I'm going too far. I got to make sure you get all these exponent things first. And so this next part is there's a Schoology quiz that's going to give you some easy points. What are you talking about, Mr. Server? I'm skeptical. All right. If you go into right now, everybody is going to take a Schoology quiz on just the basic exponents, not the complicated ones. It is called Basic Exponent Skill Builder for during class. Okay, it's at the top in today's folder for October 5th. And part of the beauty of this is that I can see you making progress in it. And so I want everybody to jump in there and give it a try. So far, 10 of you have opened it. Everybody get that thing open. It's called Basic Exponent Skill Builder for during class. All right, now I've got 3/4 of you. I've got it open. If you're having trouble finding it, again, it's in today's folder, October 5th, Basic Exponent Skill Builder for during class. All right. In a minute, I'm going to call on the people that have not opened it to just make sure that you're okay and that, you know, just respond. Tell me what's going on.
Should we put the ones that are less than 1 into a decimal or a fraction?
All right. So the ones that are less than 1, usually I put it in as a fraction, but there were some times where if the answer is like a half, I also put in 0.5. So either one's okay. But if you're trying to pick, go with a fraction, because I know they're there for fractions. All right. Kevin, are you having trouble finding it?
It's just loading up right now.
Okay. All right. Jonah Stitcher. Jonah, if you're present, get credit for being here and say something. All right. Appears that Jonah is absent. All right. Thanks, guys. And I know some people have already finished and they're probably like, crap, that did not go well. Well, that might tell you something about this test. Look through your answers. At the end, it gives you the answers, but don't just rush through it. Do a good job. Act like it's a test. I am going to give you a second try on it after school today, but not until after school today. Okay, question.
Did you say that we should do decimal or fraction?
Fraction's better, but if it's a half, I allowed either.
Okay.
The answer 1/2 comes up a lot, so I accept 0.5 or 1/2, but fractions are better. And I totally get some of you are going to take a while on this. I do have a couple people done. The couple people that are done, look through your answers. Try to figure out which ones you may need to look at more and try to figure out. Okay, so I know you're not done yet. The vast majority of the people are still working. When you are done, I'm going to have 4 problems up on the board that we're going to talk through, and you should just start those when you're done. We aren't at a break time yet. We will get a break during this class, but keep working hard, and when you come back, there'll be problems on the board here. Don't leave the chat yet. It's not a break. Okay, a few more people are done. When you're done, try the problems that are on the board here.
Mr. Server.
Yes.
So for one of the questions, it was negative 10 to the second power. It said the answer was negative 100.
Okay, I'm going to double check the question. Which question number are you talking about?
Let me see. It is number 24.
Okay.
Negative 10 times negative 10 is 100.
Hold on. I got to see the question first. Otherwise, it's just doesn't make any sense. Okay. All right. Number 24. Negative 10 to the second and negative 10 parentheses to the second are different. Given that, negative 10 to the second equals, and what did you think the answer was?
100.
Okay. I would like you to try putting that in the calculator because I don't think you're going to believe me that it's negative 100. So try it. Type it into the calculator. Negative 10 squared and see what happens. It's negative 100. It really is. If you put it in parentheses, then it'd be positive 100. But I know, honestly, I'm a math teacher, and I used to think that when you wrote it that way, that you would get positive 100. Have to have parentheses, otherwise it's negative. So bottom line, number 24 is negative. Make sense? Even if you don't like the answer, did you get my answer, Linus?
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why it's negative 100, but the calculator says so. So
okay, and I'll try to explain. If you have a negative in front of the 10, that actually is not on the 10.
Oh,
The 10
okay, that makes sense.
squared.
That makes sense.
And then it's a negative of that. All right. So I know it's confusing, no doubt.
All right, thank you.
Good question. All right, I am seeing that at this point, I'm about half of the kids are done. And some people are going to like their score, and some people aren't going to like their score, especially if your score kind of sucks. Look it over because you get a second try in a minute. Not yet. I wanted to see the first number first without a second try to just basically try to see who are my kids that are struggling with the base exponent issue. Okay, in a minute, I'm going to be back asking you more questions about the ones that are on the board there. Those are both solve questions. I never wrote solve by the black one, but either way, they're both solve. And hint, you want to get them to have the same base. Okay, be ready. I'm going to start calling on people to help me with the red problem and the black problem. First off, the red problem. Let us go with Hudson Pool.
Since the bases are the same, the exponents are equal, so it's 2x is equal to x plus 5.
You got it. And I love what you just said. Since the bases are equal, the exponents are equal. And then I just got to solve that. Can you take the next step and solve that for me? Ibrahim, I'm going to ask you to solve this the blue equation here on the board. So Ibrahim, I need you to participate. Otherwise, I have to mark you absent. All right.
I'm here.
Yay. All right. So look at that blue equation. I got x's on both sides. What do you think I do to solve it?
Simplify the 2x.
Okay. So what do you think we should do to both sides?
Subtract by x.
There you go. We're going to subtract by x. You are exactly right. Final answer, x equals
5.
There you go. Nice job. And then we're going to go with, who else seemed to be somebody I could call on this? I'd say Anya seems to have this stuff down. Anya, which of those, in the second problem, I'm going to circle it in black, which of these needs to be fixed before we can proceed?
The 4x.
Yes, and you replace the 4 with a what?
Uh,
Well, look at the other two numbers that have bases.
Put the 4 to a 2.
Yes, but you can't just switch out a 4 for a 2 because that wouldn't be equal. So you
would
make
you put the 2's to the 4?
close. 2 squared. See how what I replaced with on the board? Do you get 4 is 2 squared?
Repeat?
I said, do you get that 4 is 2 squared?
Yeah.
And why did I pick 2? Why didn't I make it 3 to this something?
Because you need the bases to be the same.
All right, very good. Let's go with Colin Vatsveen. Tell me what to do next.
You can combine the 3 and the 2.
You got it. I'm circling it in blue. If I put those together, they both have a base of 2, so they can be 2 to the
5th.
Nope. That's a very common mistake. Try again. Hint, when they're like this, you add the exponents. What we're doing right now is we are So ones I'm circling in red here, the 3 and the 2x, I know you added them, you put them together, and you made it 2x, or so you made it 5x. But this is 3 plus 2x. And I think you just thought in your head that that was 5x. Do you get that 3 plus 2x is not 5x?
Yeah.
So it's just 3 plus 2x. That's what we should write there. All right. So now let's get to the next level. These have the same base, so the exponents are equal. Bertha, take it from there. Bertha, put your mic on. I think you might be talking and I can't hear you. Okay, I'm going to come back to Bertha. Lily, Furcus. See how they both have a base of 2?
Yeah.
So now the exponents are?
Equal.
So tell me exactly what equation to write now that my 2's are the same. The base.
It would be. Actually, I'm not that sure.
Okay. So the exponents, what are the 2 exponents in the problem?
They would be 5x and 10.
You and another kid both thought we could add these together and make that 5x. That is not a 5x. That's just a 3 plus 2x.
Okay.
And it must be a really common thing for people to think that that makes 5x, but it doesn't. So I have 3 plus 2x equals 10.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now tell me what to do. I'm trying to get x alone. So there's a next step.
Oh, and then you would subtract 3.
Very nice.
And then divide by 2 on both sides.
Yep. Now I'm dividing by 2, and I have x equals 7 over 2. Now that last part I went kind of fast because we've already been tested on solving equations. So I know you guys overall know that part. So Lily, you can turn your mic off. Thank you for your help. That was a good job. All right. But that was tough for a lot of people. Why? Because there was 4 steps. And for some of you, algebra is fine when there's only like 2 steps. But we had to get like 4 steps just to get to a normal equation. So this had a lot of steps. All right, here's a new one. Everybody write this down. Be ready. 7 to the x to the power of 3 is equal to 49. The first thing you always ask yourself is, are the bases the same? They're not, but they can be. Maggie P.
Yeah.
Make that 49 different.
So that would be 7 to the power of 2.
Very nice. Now are the bases the same?
Yes.
So therefore I can set the
Equation.
Yep, what is it?
3x equals 2.
That's it. Ava, last step. Ava Hine. Okay, I want you to get credit for being here, so I'll call you Anya in a minute. Kate Schulenberg.
Yes.
Tell me what the last step is. I'm almost done. X is almost alone.
To divide
By
3.
There you go. Okay. So now, if I have a problem that doesn't have the same base, I make it have the same base. So here's one where there's not the same base. 4 to the x plus 3 equals 16. And I'll even make it really obvious by writing it in red. That 16 needs to be changed, and then we can solve. Ava, are you with me? Pop your mic on.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Replace that 16 with a something. Hint, I want it to match the other side.
Replace it with a 4.
Yes, to the what? Because 4
The
isn't.
second.
There you go. Nice. Now we got the bases the same. Jordan Helling, what's now? Jordan, pop your mic on. Okay, people, this is getting a little frustrating. Get ready to put your mic on during this time. So Thomas Radebach, pop your mic on. Thank you. And what do you think we should do now that the base is the same, Tommy? Tommy?
If you want me to do it, I can do it now. My mic
That would
just
be
cut out for a
great.
second.
Okay, I'm ready.
Now you can put it like into an equation where it's x plus 2
Okay.
equals 2, because the base
Got
is the
it.
same.
X plus 3 equals 2. All right. Tommy, you want to take it over from there? Get credit for being here?
Yeah.
Now what? It's done.
You subtract the 3.
Final answer?
X equals -1.
You got it. Okay. Good. So now I'm going to do a couple tougher ones with you. And this is something you're going to have to Dropbox. And if you're smart, you're just going to do them along with me and then Dropbox them. We're not doing all of them. We're going to do only certain ones. And then there's a Dropbox for it. Your homework is a Schoology quiz, kind of like that big one you just took. First of all, you can take that big one over again if you want to help your homework score on that, but that's not really your homework. Your homework will be problems like 6, 7, 8 on this sheet. But first off, before we get to the Schoology quiz homework, Linus, would you start us off? I noticed you were good at this kind. Number 1, tell me how to simplify that down and give me the answer.
Well, there's a 6 and a 2, so you can so on the top, you can just make that a 3.
Good.
And then, since it's an exponent over an exponent, you subtract the top exponent from the bottom one.
Yep.
So it would be 3x to the 4th.
Boom. Nice job. Okay. Now let's go with Quinn Wested. Number 2. It's one of the tougher ones, but I also know you're pretty good at this. Where should I?
Oh, sorry. Since there's an exponent of 4 in the first parentheses, you're just going to multiply, well, not multiply, but multiply their exponents by 4.
So tell me what you read.
So it would be 2 to the 4th, and then c to the 16th, and then d to the 4th.
Perfect. Nice job. Anya.
For the next one.
Yep. That little CD, the third thing. What is that? What happens there?
So you turn it to c to the 3rd, and then d to the 3rd.
Perfect. Next, let's go with a volunteer. Anybody who doesn't want to be called on for the next 10 minutes.
I could do it.
Catherine Ryle, thank you. Catherine, tell me what to do.
Then you just combine like terms. So like
Nice.
So c to the 19th and d to the 7th. And
Wait a
then
minute. Why aren't we multiplying them? I thought we multiplied.
No.
On this kind, we don't. In a second ago, we did because they were a power to a power. But when they're multiplied like this, c to the 16 and c to the third, I'll circle them in black. What did you say the answer to that was again?
C to the 19th.
Nice. And then d to the what?
D to the 7th.
Very good. And then what about that 2 to the 4th? I should really fix that too.
Just 2 times 2 times 2 times 2.
So can you do it? This one I would memorize.
4?
2 times 2 is 4. You can do it a few more times than that. So 2 times 2 is 4. There you go. 16. Nice job. Thank you very much. Okay. Let's move on to number 3. I'm going to get multiple people to help on this one. Luis, tell me some part of this that you think we could do.
Add the exponents.
Okay. Before we do that, can we get rid of something? There's something that'll just disappear. Do you know what it is?
0.
Yeah, that's going to turn into a 1, which times 2 just kind of like makes it act like it's just gone. So there's just a 2 there. And wait a minute. Do you know what to do, Luis, with the y to the -3? He's kind of unhappy. He's a negative person.
No.
Okay, when you have a y to a negative power, you want to put that down below and put it on the bottom and make it happy. Positive 3 power. Because it's unhappy on the top for some reason. Maybe it's too hot up there. That's another downside I never mentioned. The hot upper floor, hot air rises, so sometimes the upper floor in a house is pretty warm, so maybe that's why they don't like it. So Luis, when they have a negative power, what do you do to them?
You drop them down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or if they were on the bottom,
You do
you
the
bring
opposite.
them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So if they're unhappy, we're on either side. You just move them to the other side. All right, cool. So those 2 are done now. And let's get, who haven't I talked to in a while? Man, I've talked to a lot of you. This is really good. Nora, can you take this one over? There's some like terms that can go together.
The C's and D's.
We're on number 3 up here. Take a look on my board.
Oh, whoops! I was doing number 2.
Okay.
Can you do?
Which ones can go together? Hint. There's 2 whole numbers. What are they?
2 and 5.
Those can go together. What do they make?
10.
Yes. Nice. I'll on you again in a second when the pressure's off. Dylan Nault, help me out with those the Y's. I think the Y's are more interesting than the X's. The Y has a power of 1 on the top, and then there's a Y with a power of 3 on the bottom. And so what do you do to those 2?
Subtract.
Correct.
Y1.
Close. Y you subtract, but you go 1 minus 3. So what's 1 minus 3?
2.
Except it's 1 minus 3, not 3 minus
Negative.
1. There you go. So 10y to the -2. And I know some people are like, but wait, it's unhappy. We'll move it later. All right. And then the last thing, Dylan, is the x squared. Since there's nothing else there, where should I put the x squared? Top or bottom?
Top.
Good. And then last but not least, where do you think I should put the y to the -2 to make it happen?
On the bottom.
Final answer?
Yeah.
What is it?
10x2 over y2.
You got it. Nice job. Okay. So we need to move on to the ones that are more like what's on your test. Those might be on your test, but they'd be kind of the easy ones. Here's some of the ones that are not so easy, but they're not that bad if you have a calculator. All right. The 343, even I don't look at that and go, oh, I know what that's going to be. That's just a really weird number. But the 49, I know that that's a 7 squared. And I think you do too. So as soon as I change that to 7 squared, it gives me the hint, I bet you that a 7 would go into a 343. So I try 7 to the first. No, I know that's 7. 7 to the second, I know that's 49. I bet it's 7 to the third, but I'm not sure. So I grab my calculator. Everybody, if you don't have a calculator, grab and have one for the whole rest of this, like next 2 weeks. You're going to want a calculator. Just have it sitting next to your computer. All right. So Tatum, what is 343? It's 7 to the what?
7 to the third.
Excellent. Now I'm going to write 7 to the third, but then if I do that, if I write 7 to the third and I don't remember to bring down something, I'm going to get this wrong. Can you tell me what needs to happen next?
Me?
7? Yeah, Tatum, you can keep going. You're doing good.
Okay, do you just plus the x to it?
Yes. Now, do I add the x to it? No. I actually just put the x right next to it, which means times. So it's not plus x, it's times x. Okay. All right. So many little rules on this, and that's why we're taking a second day on it. Okay. And by the way, just so you know, every math teacher who taught this lesson, and there's 7 teachers who teach higher algebra, all of them took a second day on this because this is so tough for everybody. We understand. But after a second day, and you know, if you're still having trouble, you need to come in and get some one-on-one help. And I want to remind you, it's Mondays and Thursdays right after school right here. So at the end, when we come back together again, and then we have our last like 5 minutes together, then if everybody else takes off and you stay, I can help you. I can help you get this. Really, a few minutes one-on-one, we can make so much progress. So if you ever need my help, Mondays or Thursdays after school. All right, and that is in my welcome folder in Schoology if you ever need to figure out, how can I get a hold of Mr. Server? That welcome folder has all kinds of info there. Like how to get a hold of me, when I'm available, all that stuff. All right, Amelia, do you see that we have the bases the same?
Yeah.
So then the exponents are
equal.
So I'm going to write 3 equals 3x. I know that's a weird one, but you can do it.
Wouldn't it be 2x? Sorry,
It
wouldn't it be 7 to the second for 49? Not 7 to the
Hold on. Let me look. Oh my gosh, you caught me. You caught me. Very nice. This is a 2. So you're right. I was a little messed up there. Thank you for catching it. 2 equals 3x. And now how do I finish that? If 2 equals 3x?
You divide by 3.
Yes. Final answer?
X equals 2/3.
Nice. Good catch. Now, I hope that helps you see that even the teacher can make a mistake in these because there's so many little steps. I'm not going to rip on you for making a mistake. Nobody in here. I wouldn't do that to you. It's just math. It's not like anybody's life depends on it right this second. All I can ask is that you try. All right, this next one, number 7. Mr. Waters, haven't called on you much today. Can you change that 27 into 3 to a power? Because I just did it in my head quick and realized I can't use a 9. It won't work. 9 to the nothing makes 27. That doesn't work. But a 3 would. Mr. Waters, did you fall asleep because I didn't call on you for too long? All right, James, I hope you check in a minute so you can get credit for being here. Let's go with, oh, he woke up. James, not that you were really sleeping. Can you turn your mic on again, James?
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, I can hear you now. Good. Okay, so that,
a button, not like unmuting.
okay, I get how that can be frustrating sometimes. It seems to be working now. Can you tell me The 27 should be what to the what?
To what? To equal 3?
Yeah, 3 to the what? 3 to the first? Well, no, that's not 27.
3 to the third?
There you go. And on the other side, that 9 also, I kind of helped to that one. So maybe you could do the 9. What can I pull out and put in instead of the 9? A 3 to the?
I don't know.
Was it 3 to the first?
No.
Is it 3 to the second?
No, it's 3 to the third.
No, that's what 27 was.
Yeah. What are you asking? What 9 is? Like what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
The 9. See, look on the board.
2. Second. 3 to the second.
There you go. That's correct. Good job. All right. Next up, let's go with Anya Vukovic. I'm going to say that there's something important that's missing right now, Anya, that was in the original problem, and I haven't dealt with it yet. What should I do? What was in the original? It's not in my answer yet. Anya, I'm going to come back to you. Catherine Lyle, can you tell me what's in the original problem, number 7, that's I haven't brought down yet?
The 2x minus 5.
There you go. Nice. Now I've got a correct equation, and it's got the bases the same. What's the whole point of that? So now the exponents are, somebody say
Equal.
Equal. Very
Equal.
good. So now I'm going to get this part, and watch what I do here. 4x plus, nope, minus 10. 4x minus 10. Do you get that I multiplied that out? Everybody process what I just wrote there. I took and multiplied that 2 in, and then I got 4x minus 10. All right, now it's a normal equation. Ava, take it from there and help me solve. What's the next step, Ava?
Add 10.
Nice. And the next step after that, 4x equals 13. Now what?
Now you divide 4.
Nice. It's done. 13/4. All right. You realize, guys, you're going to be Dropboxing this in a minute. It's kind of show me who's actually been paying attention. So which ones do we do? We did 1, 2, and 3, and 6, and 7, and 8. Oh, wait, we haven't done 8 yet. If you got behind, you better catch up because we're going to be Dropboxing this in a minute. Okay. So let's see. Amelia Erickson. They have the same base. Yay. So now I just have to combine the left side, Amelia. Can you tell me what this comes out to be?
2x minus 1 plus 4, but you could simplify it to 2x plus 3.
Very nice. I'm going to write it on the board. Would you look at what I have so far and see if I made the bases the same properly so far?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And now what did you say about what I could do to next?
Simplify the exponents to 2x plus 3.
That's it. And last but not least, Linus Sorkin.
Yes.
Tell me what to do next.
What to do here?
Yep.
Well, I'd say to get the bases equal.
I got them equal, so now what?
Oh, I thought we were doing number 9. Sorry.
Nope. Number, still on 8. Finish this puppy off. The bases are equal, so now I can set the exponents.
Well, on the second one, it would just be the exponent 1. So it'd be 2x plus 3 equals 1.
Excellent. And then subtract 3. What's next?
You get negative 2 equals 2x. So you divide by negative 2 and...
It's not a negative, actually. It's just regular 2. But we're really close.
Right.
Final answer?
Sorry, I'm tired.
All right, you're almost done.
X equals 1.
You've got it. Nice. Okay. So I'm not thinking these are easy for you guys. I get that they're not. That's why we just spent a whole nother day on the same topic as last time. All right, so now all you got to do is show me that you were paying attention there. And Dropbox, I even told you at the beginning we were going to Dropbox it. And I told you in the middle we were going to Dropbox it. So now just Dropbox it. And it's called Unit 2 Check-In. And if you want to see more about how to do those, there's an answer key even sitting there in today's folder. Now, that wasn't your homework. That was something to do in class. Your homework is a Schoology quiz. And what we're going to do is start that Schoology quiz. Then we'll take a nice healthy break. And then we will come back together at the end. All right, so let's start that Schoology quiz together. And I can tell who started on my end here. So I'm going to go out and find the worksheet. Sorry, it's called a Schoology quiz. The Schoology quiz called Solve 2, Exponential Equations Practice Homework.